Welcome to my world where all is well. I am the thinker who thinks the thoughts that create the things. Today is Wednesday, April the 26th, 2023. It is currently 18:2400 hours, 60 degrees and raining. Welcome to being free to be. My thought for today is I'm in awe of God. I'm in awe of God. I'm in awe of God. You know what? God's character is eternal. His character has never changed. His God has been God before us. He continues to be God during us and will be God after us. God is love. Love is God. I'm in awe of the fact that God is truly pure love. God can't choose to love or not to love. We can love. We can choose to love someone. We can choose not to love someone. But God is love. He does not have the option. He didn't create himself with the capability to not to love us, no matter what we say or do. In some ways, we are a lot like God. In some ways, we are a lot not like God at the same time. We are like God because we are made in his image. And then at the same time, we are doing things that he has never imagined us of doing. So, we can't compare that to anybody else on earth but God. God is the only entity where we can be one and the same without being one and the same at the same time. We are born in his image, made from him, of him, and he breathes through us in order for us to live because of him. And then we have the option not to do what he does at the same time. If I was to create someone, I don't think I would give them the option. Hey, I want you to do what I want you to do. But then again, that can be taken to an extreme. Then that's where slavery would come in. So God knew all of that. That's why he made us with options. God is our majesty. I'm in awe at the majesty of God. God does not abuse his authority. God uses his majesty to love us. I'm in awe of God because if I was the majesty and I was the king or the queen or whatever you want to call me, it's fine with me. I don't know how I would be with that type of authority. Would I make the people that I know don't like me, turn them into slaves or something like that? I can say that in my spirit, in my heart. I don't see myself doing that. But you'll never know with that type of. Some people get that type of power and become crazy. You know, I think our first lady, FLOTUS, Michelle Obama, our forever first lady, said something that I found to be true. She said, being the president exposes who you really are. And we've seen plenty of examples of that throughout our years of our recent and past presidents. And I am so in awe of God that God is the only entity that can turn darkness into light. I've not read or studied or heard of anything or anybody else who could say, let there be light, and light existed. That's amazing. God said, let there be light, and it just popped up. It just existed. Most of us have to clap on or clap off in order for there to be some light. God is all-knowing, omniscient. We think we know stuff or believe that we know stuff and can say we know stuff. And I personally thank God for wisdom, knowledge, understanding every day, because that's important to me. But God is all-knowing. We can know a lot about something. Some people call themselves master archbishops, master chefs, master of ceremony. Those things. I don't know, but most people can call themselves masters of anything. But God, like, you can call God master or don't call him that. God supersedes being a master of anything. God is all-knowing. All-knowing. They say to be a master at something, you have to do something 10,000 times or more successfully. So I'm sure God did that before any of us ever existed. By the way, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for turning on that notification bell. I love you. I appreciate you. I thank God for you. But God, I am in awe of God. Guess what else? God cannot learn anything. There is nothing I can teach God. There's nothing God can learn from us. But we are always consistently and constantly learning something about God every day. Isn't it amazing to be in awe of a God that we can learn something new from every single day? From an all-knowing, omniscient God who can never learn anything because he already knows and have knowledge of everything. I think that's really, God cannot learn anything. There's nothing we can teach God. So when we pray, I'm like, hey God, what about this? Do it this way. No, God has already gave us the instructions. Some people call it the Bible, Bible, basic instructions before leaving earth. But there's nothing that God can learn. We don't know everything there is to know about God. That's why we have to stay in awe of God. It's important for us to stay in awe of him, because once we get to that level of being in awe of him, then God will constantly be able to download stuff into us in order for us to upload it into our lives. And our knowledge isn't free from error. I can say that based on my reading, I have a bachelor's degree. Based on my degrees, based on my certifications as an officer that I've gotten in interviews and interrogations, homicide, sex, investigations, all these types of investigations. Like I say, I'm certified by the state of Georgia. That means I have a lot of knowledge in that area of expertise. But my knowledge isn't free from error. Every year, when I used to play cops and robbers, every year as a police officer, there's this thing that every officer in the state of Georgia have to do. It's called the legal update. Just every day, either the meaning of the law changed, is not as we thought it was, or the law itself has changed, or there's a new law to take its place. And that's called the legal update. So our knowledge isn't free from error because they're constantly changing laws that they thought meant something else, and find out later on, no, that law was intended to mean this. And the whole time we are enforcing that law, thinking that it means one thing, and then come to find out when somebody smart enough, hire an attorney smart enough, and get in front of a judge smart enough, they look at it and they base it upon previous cases, Smith versus Georgia, Harris versus Georgia, whatever you want to call it, and they say, wait a minute. Both of these cases interpreted this law in two different ways. Now we're going to have to redo this law to figure out which one of these people interpreted this law the right way. Yep. So our knowledge isn't free from error. I think I know what I'm talking about as I'm speaking to you right now. I think I know exactly what I'm talking about. But guess what? Everything that I'm thinking or talking about or expressing to you is based on my knowledge and research that I've researched over the years, that I've come to know, that I've come to realize as the truth or as knowledge to me. But I don't know anything. I can only tell you the knowledge that I have been open and receptive to receive. But tomorrow they could come and tell me, hey, we messed up this whole time. We've been calling the moon, the sun, the sun. We got that wrong. The moon is the sun is the moon. You know, an expert, a scientist can say, hey, we've been thinking this whole time 2 + 2 = 4. Come to find out, we've been adding wrong. They come up with all types of stuff. And God is omnipresent. I'm at all at that. How can somebody be everywhere at all times at the same time? God is omnipresent. He's everywhere all the time at the same time. I'm in all of that. There is nothing, Buddha can't do that, Confucius can't do that, or whatever other God. I'm not mad at your God. Go worship your God however you want to do it. God bless you. But the God that I'm talking about is omnipresent. He's everywhere, all the time, at the same time. So when I need him the most, when you need him the most, when grandma needed him the most, when whoever needed him the most, he's always available. I'm in awe of God. Guess what? There is nothing that we can give God. God cannot receive anything from us that he has not already gotten or that he has not already given. We can give God love and worship and praise, but God has already given that to us, so we know how to give it back to him. God created us. He made us. We are made out of the substance that God created. We are made out of dirt, and we're eating things and putting things in our body that God has created, fruits and vegetables. You know, most of us who are eating what we're supposed to eat. I watched this weird show. Can't remember the name of it. It's called My Strange Eating Habit, where people eat all types of stuff. And it's not supposed to be edible. But I don't know how they get how you have to, thoughts become things. You have to think that thought first in order to put it in your mind before you put it in your mouth to eat it. How does that possible? I don't know. But God cannot receive anything that he has not already given. That's a blessing. Even though when we give, it says, give to the Lord. Give. I can't remember the whole gospel. I love gospel music. I listen to that most in it more than anything else. That's one of my kings around. I listen to whatever they want to listen to. But I know Pentecostal people know them, the Colgate people know what I'm talking about. But we can give God our money, our resources. And that's a blessing. But guess what? God cannot receive anything he has not already given to us. So the money we giving back, that we call giving back to him, he has first given it to us. We had to get it from him. God made a way, a resource, a job, a career, a way for us to receive the money that has already come from him, just to give it back to him. Now that works two ways. Most of us deal with money issue when we're talking about giving. But if we give love, we're going to receive love. If we give hate, we're going to receive hate. If we give patience, we're going to receive patience. Tenfold. Tenfold. Doesn't the Bible say, whatever you give, it'll come back to you tenfold? Now me, I don't call myself as a person who gives money. I have a wonderful sign there from my bishop, the late Reverend Dr. Barbara Lewis King. Rest in peace. She used to always say, I can never be broke because God is never without money. I can never be without money because my God is never without money. I can't give God anything that he has never received. Now, I don't mind giving to God, but me, I circulate money. I learned that from Reverend Dr. Barbara King. Money is money, my own natural energy yield. You have to be careful how you circulate money and use money. And be careful the words that are coming out of your mouth when it relates to money. You will never hear me say, or rarely hear me say, I must have lost my mind if I say I'm broke. Now I might say I'm temporarily out of cash, or I don't have the money for this particular thing right now. My money is being used somewhere else right now. But you have to be careful, especially when it comes to money and your resources, how you use and spend that. I don't spend, I circulate money. What I mean by circulate money, I purposely am conscious of where I put even a dollar, even a penny. I put it where I know it's going to come back to me tenfold. Okay, and I have a budget for everything. I have a show on my channel called The Lottery Changed My Life. My budget is about $20 a month, literally. It's my lottery budget, and whatever my winnings are, I use that to buy tickets if I'm able to do so, or somebody just unexpected money. I use that for the lottery or for whatever. But create a budget for you. You have to have a place for your money to go. If not, then your money will go any and everywhere. And before you know it, your money is all gone and you'll have no idea what happened to it, where it went. You have to create a place for your money to go, to circulate, so you know, okay, that's going to come back to me. Now, even when it comes to your bills, okay, I'm paying this electric bill, but electricity is going to come back to me. Circulate your money in a way where it's always coming back to you. No matter what you're spending on, spend it in a way where you know it's going to come back to you. Now, I'm not really into designer clothes and things like that. If you see me wearing them, most of the designer shoes and clothes I got, believe it or not, somebody had purchased for me. Me personally, I like t-shirts and basketball shorts. I really do. Yeah, I'm more comfortable in t-shirts and basketball shorts than anything. Whether it's spring, summer, winter, or fall. That's what I personally like. Now, I love a good hoodie. I like that too. Now, excuse me, I have my wave cap on. I didn't mention that. I'm woofing my hair. People who have had waves or have waves, I know what I'm talking about. I'm in the process of growing my waves back. I made a decision to grow my waves back. So in the process of woofing my hair. That woofing is when you allow it to grow out and you training your hair to go in the direction you want it to go to create the waves that you want it to create. I'm so in awe of God. Guess what? God created me, but God does not need me. God wants me, but God does not need me. But I need God. I cannot live without God. I cannot live without my Creator. I'm in awe of a God who can create me without even needing me, but even created me for a purpose, to work a purpose, but even giving me a choice whether to work in the calling of that purpose or not, and say, look, I'm here because you're gonna need me regardless. I'm in awe of God. I'm in awe of God. Okay, so today this is my being free to be show on my All Is Well channel. So I'm in awe of God was my thinking thought for today. I started my day today thanking God for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Then I read Proverbs 26:1, because today is April 26th, where you will find these words: as snow in summer and as drought in harvest, so honor is not fitting for a fool. Have you ever seen snow in the summer? I ain't never seen no snow in the summer. That's just fake snow or something like that. But I have never seen God-made snow in the summer. If you've seen some snow in the summer, it's probably man-made. I've never seen snow in the summer, so I will never find honor that is fitting for a fool. Now, when the Bible say fool, most people think ignorant, but it could be one and the same. But the Bible's definition of fool is a person who does not believe in God. That's what they mean by fool. Anytime you see the word fool in the Bible, it literally means a person who does not believe in God. Honor is not fitting for a person who does not believe in God. After I read my scripture, I did my meditation. And during my meditation, the thought that came to me was see the good. Something that I did not like happened to me yesterday. And I went to my group therapy session. I have personal one-on-one therapy every Monday. Then I have group therapy once a week. So during my group therapy session, I'm grateful for my group therapy session. I realized that what happened to me was not the worst thing. Once I shared my story, the facilitator asked in our group therapy, can anybody relate? And hands began to go up. And when would anybody like to share? And as they began to share their story, I was like, wow, I'm grateful. I have a family. I have friends. I have a church. If I need anything or whatnot, I have people I can go to without even asking. My needs are met. Most importantly, I'm in awe of a God who knows that I've already circulated money to be where I need it to be, so my needs will be met, and regardless of the situation or the news that I got on yesterday. So, but when you think that you're in a bad situation, always remember there's someone who's doing worse off than you. And I think it's good to talk to both of them. Talk to someone who's doing worse off than you, and talk to someone who's survived what you're going through right now and figure out how they got through it. You can talk to them physically, one-on-one if you know them, or go to YouTube and put in whatever you're going through. You'll see plenty of blogs or videos, or go to Google and this person say, hey, this is what I went through. This is how I got out of it. and see if you can use any of those examples to your benefit. Okay? I'm so grateful for my mom. I love my mom. Her name is Pastor Dorothy Ruth Smith. She's the pastor of Star Ministries in Columbus, Georgia, at 2216 Hamilton Road. If you would like to donate to their church, they're going through a renovation because of vandalism. Their cash app is $Star Ministries GA2. That's $Star Ministries. That's MINISTRIES GA Golf Apple as in Georgia and the number 2. $Star Ministries GA2 if you'd like to give them a donation. I'm so grateful for my mom. She's always there for me whenever I need her. I love my mom. She's so precious. President Biden put out a tweet that he's running for president. And I know some people are worried and concerned about his age. I'm not at all. I feel as long as there's life, there's hope. Do what you want to do. Run for president. Run for whatever you want to run for. That's how I feel. That's literally how I feel. I'm like, if you man want to run for president, let him run for president. Or run for whatever he want to run. I don't think it should be just as big of an issue as people think it should be. Just because you might not be able to run for president at the age of 89 or can't do whatever you want to do at 89, don't stop somebody who can do it from doing something that they can do. Dr. Charles Stanley. Dr. Charles Stanley is no longer physically active. He has transitioned. I loved In Touch Ministries, and that was one of the first ministries that I've subscribed to. I still listen to us, even though he retired from preaching at First Baptist Church of Atlanta a while ago. I still listen to his. Me personally, I don't know if anybody else knows. I personally have never heard him condemn anybody during his sermons. I have a couple of his books on my wish list that I want to read, but he would just stick to the word and preach the word. And the more I learned about him while I was watching his multiple services, memorial services, I learned a lot about him. I was amazed. It's like, wow. You know, he's a good example, a good mentor to have for anybody who really want to learn the voice of God. Sometimes it comes at a cost. You might lose your family or something. You have to have a healthy balance. It has to be a healthy balance. You can't be so heavenly bound, earthly good. So there have to be a healthy balance, A lot of preachers get caught up in their ministry, but I can't say they're all wrong. A lot of CEOs get caught up in their business. Ben Nadar, N-A-D-E-R, Ben Nadar had a heart attack today. B-E-N. He was a great CEO. He was the CEO of a recruiter empire. It was a huge agency that was responsible for recruiting. It was a headhunter. But he had a heart attack and passed away. So there has to be a balance. He put all of his soul, energy, and body to his work, where a heart attack ended up taking him out. Just try to have a healthy balance. You can love your work and do your work, but realize that, hey, I need to take a break. I need to spend some time at home with my children, with my family, my friends. I then read chapter 5 of After the Autographs by Eve J. The title of the chapter was Midtown. It's a great chapter. You have to read it. I promise you will love it. But it's an X-rated chapter, so I'm not going to talk about it on my. I don't know what rating YouTube is, but I would like to try to keep my channel as long as possible. So forgive me, Eve J. But I can tell you that it is a very good book, After the Autographs by Eve J. So please get it and read it. My food journal for today, I've had salad water, I had some cookies, and I had a soft taco. Today is Wednesday. We were supposed to have tacos on Tuesday, but I ended up going to group therapy on Tuesday. So we had our Taco Tuesday on Taco Wednesday. I did 3 sets of 3 reps of 10 pounds of lifting weights today. My brother Jeremy came over today. It was good to see him. He brought me some paper towels, some Cascade from the dishwasher, just some household stuff. So I appreciate him. Another friend reached out to me today and and the message was, hey, how you doing? What's your cash app? I got some wonderful friends. I really do. And I did not call this particular friend or tell her nothing. Not a word, not nothing. But she just said, "Hey, how you doing? What's your cash out?" That's all the text message. I was like, well, how are you? It's nice to hear from you. Here's my cash out. I would like to say happy birthday to Mr. Ed. He's no longer physically active either. But I would still like to say happy birthday to Mr. Ed, wherever he may be in the sky. He is Miss Cheryl. Cheryl is a friend of mine. He is her father, and today is his birthday. He has transitioned, but today is his birthday. There's a new bar that's opening in Atlanta. I don't know if Atlanta need a new bar or not, but because this bar is black owned and it was sent to me, I don't know the reason why it was sent to me. Besides the fact that I'm black also, because I don't plan on going to any bars anytime soon, especially bars that only have one way in and one way out. Now if they have 2, 3, or 4 multiple ways in and out, I might consider it. But it's called the M Bar. M for museum, M for Mary, M for Mike, whatever you call it, the M Bar. And it's going to be located at 186 Auburn Avenue Northeast. That's 186 Auburn Avenue Northeast. So if you want a nice place to go that's black owned, please go and support the M Bar. Iana Van Zant said something that I found profound. She said, "It don't hurt bad enough." If you're still there in a situation that you're still dealing with, it's because it don't hurt bad enough. Once it hurt bad enough, there's nothing that nobody or anything can do to make you stay. And I pray that not only female, but because I don't like the power some people take from females, but for every person who is going through something that they do not want to go through, but they allow themselves to go through it, it's because it don't hurt bad enough yet. Once it hurts bad enough, there's nothing that can stop you from getting out of that situation. Now I agree with Iana Van. Also, I'm a member of Hillside Truth Center. It is located at Cascade Road in the great city of Atlanta, Georgia. Iana Van Zant is a regular guest minister at our church, so come by sometime and get to see her. I met her a couple of times. I don't know if you met or see somebody. The line be so long, so I can't say I met, but I've seen her, I've heard her preach there. She's very good, anointed. Also, if you like Carlton Pearson, he's a regular there. And what is his name? He's a great motivational speaker, and he is there quite a bit too as a guest minister. I can't think of his name, but anyway, we have a lot of motivational speakers that come to the church quite frequently. If you're I'm into motivational speakers. I'm into anything that help me keep the peace of mind that I have left. So I like motivational speakers. Try to program yourself. Most of us have been programmed to brush our teeth since we've had teeth. Since our mamas taught us how to, and our daddies, our parents taught us how to brush our teeth. It's programmed in you to brush your teeth the first thing you wake up in the morning. Just like you can program yourself to take care of your personal hygiene, you can also program yourself to take care of your mental hygiene. Make sure you're mentally healthy. And how you do that is you have to watch what goes through your ear gate and eye gate. That goes straight to your mouth. Be careful of what you're watching or looking at on TV. Be careful of what you're listening to. I'm trying to be cognitively conscious of that. My close family and friends know this, but within the last week, I've had 2 panic attacks just out of nowhere. One was so severe the ambulance was called. I can't think. I honestly can't, because they always ask you, what do you think caused it? I think I had a night terror, woke up in a night terror, and after talking to my therapist, I was just discombobulated. I was confused, didn't know where I was at, and that could cause me to panic. But I'm grateful. The panic attack didn't kill me. I'm still here. But, my therapist is teaching me how to program my mind. And, program yourself. to think on those things which are good for you. I'm not mad at you if you like the reality TV shows. I like reality TV shows like Survivor, Big Brother. All of them have a little drama in it. But if you are constantly if that's all you watch, is drama-filled reality shows, and I call those mind-emptying or mind-numbing things to watch. Sometimes it's a great escape to watch that because it helps you escape from what you're going through. So there's nothing wrong with that. But try to also watch something that can build your mind, make your mind think. I'll also watch Being Mary Jane season 2, episode 2. Very good. It started off her niece. She woke up with a dream thinking she had her ex-boyfriend there with his baby, but it was her niece and her children was there. They messed up her dishes. The child wrote on the wall. She called her brother. It's like, hey, we gotta find a place for Niecy to go to. He's saying he's working on it. So it was good. Then she had to play the beard to her one of her co-workers, but the co-worker's mother knew that her son was gay, and the mother was like, most mothers always know. They just wait for their child to tell them. The dad didn't, in my opinion, the dad didn't handle it appropriately, but he probably handled it the best way he thought he should. Hopefully down the line he'll learn more and then accept his son. But it was a great episode. I then listened to a podcast by Midas Touch. Midas Touch has some great podcasts. He was talking about Donald Trump gives completely unhinged interview. Listen to the podcast because the interview Donald Trump gave was a mess. Some type of way. He's coming out with a book. Now, most presidents who come out with a book after they become president is from what I've known, just my research on books, it's an autobiography or it talks about things they've gone through as president. His book is just filled with letters he received while he was a president. God bless him. I don't know if you recall that a book or not, but maybe it's unique. Maybe I'm putting more into it what I thought I should do, but that's the book he's choosing to come out with. But he said something during the interview that he said something I did agree with. He said that sometimes he can be his own worst enemy. I totally agree with you on that, Donald Trump. You finally agree on something. But that's true for me. Sometimes I could be my own worst enemy. Sometimes you can be your own worst enemy. So I do agree with him on that. But he started talking about great leaders. And when he started talking about great leaders, he see Putin and John Schwan, whoever the great leader of who he called great leader of South Korea, North Korea, whichever one that got their people in bondage. He called them great leaders. He said, I received letters from these great leaders. I'm like, any leader who have their people in bondage is not a great leader. But he sees them as great leaders. But that's the mind of Donald Trump. God bless him. Y'all pray for him. I'm looking forward to seeing the NBA game tonight. The Warriors will be playing the Kings tonight at 10 p.m. on TNT. That's going to be a good game. They had to reschedule the Janet Jackson concert because the Hawks will be bringing the Celtics back home to beat on Thursday. Taylor Swift will be at Mercedes-Benz. Janet Jackson will be at State Farm. And on Thursday, the Hawks will be at State Farm hosting the Celtics. I also listened to a nice song today called Safe Within Your Hands by Salt. S-A-U-L-T. Salt. Safe Within Your Hands. It's a good song. Go listen to it. Today is National Static Clean Day. So, you ever had static clean to you? Like when you take clothes out the dryer, static clean to you? They have a day for it. I guess static clean is that important where it needed its own day. So, happy National Static Clean Day to those of you who celebrate National Static Clean Day. Guess what? I am so in awe of God. But wouldn't it be amazing if I could do something that will make God in awe of me? I don't even know that it can't be possible. But just think about that that you want to be so good. It reminds me of this dude in the Bible. His name slips me. But he was walking with God, and then he was no more. I believe that God was so in awe of him. God was like, you know what? You walked with me so long that I just want to bring you on up here with me. Yes, in the Bible, I can't remember. That this medicine that got me on makes me. But yeah, he was walking with God, and then he was no more. That's a blessing. Imagine Frida was walking with God, and God was so in awe with her, then she was no more. She went on up to be with God. That'll be a blessing. But not right now, God. I got 3 kings to feed. But I'm in awe of God. I want to tell you something. I'm not here to convict, convince, or condemn anyone of anything. I just want to give everybody something to consider. Now I have to tell you the most important thing that I have to tell you. It's very important. Listen closely. That if thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Lord Jesus, and shalt believe in thine heart that God hath raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. Romans 10:9. Keep that in mind. I am amazed by God's grace. God, give me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever you are, God is. Thank you, God, in me, through me, as me, around me, through the Christ within. Until we meet again, may my whole life prove God is good. The love in me honors the love in you. Namaste. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for turning on that notification bell. I love you. I appreciate you. I thank God for you. All is well.